Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So very shortly a new Alliance War season is going to start and we are going to get new tactics now. These tactics are more than likely also going to get incorporated into Battlegrounds in some way, shape, form or fashion, because that has been happening at least for a single meta. And that just means that a significant portion of the players will obviously go on and rank up champions for defense and attack according to these tactics. And since we do have the lists of the champions, as they are already as active tags in the game, we're going to take a look at the tactics and the potential champions and the potential rank ups. So let's start with Genesis. So when a Genesis defender finishes a special attack, they gain an unblockable passive for 1 second, plus 3 seconds per level of the special attack spent. This ability cannot be modified by ability accuracy. So effectively, we will have to deal with unblockable quite a lot, right? And the counter to that is going to be attack tactic code, which will work entirely on being able to punish the special attacks. So that is going to be one of the crucial aspects we're going to be looking here for the champions. Which of these champions, how hard or impossible to punish special attacks? And here, the very first one immediately that is popping out would be Adam Warlock. I do believe that Adam Warlock is going to play a significant role on defense because number one, he has, periodically been a very dangerous defender as is, because you can't really block against him, and he has his pod, and the pod is likely going to be a major issue as well, because in between his power gain, you often, even unwilling or without much of an effort, get him to a level 2 when he enters his pod. When he does so, if he's awakened and high sig, then you can't really strike the pod either because you are gonna get stunned. So, a tactic like this seemingly is making Adam Warlock significantly more dangerous, as if he gets to drop level 2, he can't punish it, and then he's going to go unblockable, and there's not going to be anything you can do about it. Now, the only flip side to this is his power gain in itself might make it easier to conduct the rest of the fight once he is unblockable, because often against Adam Warlock you kind of play like he was unblockable in the first place, but definitely a point to notice for Adam, as level 2s and his power gain could potentially make it quite dangerous. Another champion here, definitely to be worried of, I think will be Medusa. Because yeah, you can punish her special attacks, but if that auto block is active, you always need to be kind of like very careful and slow and going with a single attack there. Attack tactic seemingly is going to help that, but I do think Medusa will play an outside role in there. And then we obviously have some of the defensive staples, like obviously Natuma side with Cersei. I do think unblockable Cersei could potentially be a very, very mean opponent, especially if you do happen to deal with that. Glancing, similar to Maestro, Maestro always makes an appearance. I do think we're going to see significantly more level 3 Misty Knights as well, so rank 3 7-star Misty Knights. Obviously, Blade is somebody to be careful of, because you cannot punish his level 1s safely for most part. And that will indefinitely mean that you do need to push him to level 2. But that level 2 is also kind of undexable, so that means chip damage, that means in combination to some other nodes of unblockability or increased block damage, it could pose some problems. So, I think the most interesting and underrated defensive rank ups here are definitely going to be something like Cersei, something like Blade, something like Adam Warlock. But for most part, as we can see, that it is skill and cosmic champions that we're going to be fighting with quite a bit in near future. As for my own personal options for the rank ups here, I do think it might be time to rank up that Black Cat, as she can be quite annoying on defense. Perhaps that Hyperion. But I mean, you can punish his special, so it shouldn't be that much of an issue. Maybe Maestro goes up. There's definitely a room for rank ups for me personally. We'll need to see what the Alliance and the Bal group needs. But realistically, at the very least, we do have Korg, Medusa, Mantis, a 2-man Silver Surfer already at rank 3, which will probably need to be supplemented with another rank up or two. And Now, perhaps more interestingly, let's take a look at the offensive champions that are going to be working for this meta. Let's start with the 7 stars, and then obviously I already noticed that there is a cheeky Toad as well as Spider-Man. And Doctor Doom is going to be an option. Doctor Doom might be making a comeback. Quite interesting. APOC might be making an Alliance War comeback. As well as Magneto. It is really a shame that Kabam secretly recently nerfed Red Magneto's damage. And Cyclops is there as well. Quite interesting exclusive 6 stars that Kabam has added as offensive champions there. But let's just think about it. Tiger is an option too. Which will be the most common attackers? I think with attackers it's going to be a bit more complex because we will need, most of them, or at the very least large variety of the attackers, because the new update in Alliance War is going to introduce a new variety of defensive nodes, which will involve having like just about every single immunity under the sun, and trying to power control your opponent, or being very wary how many special attacks they use. So let's take a look at the 7 stars, which are the ones that are most likely gonna get relied upon. I do think actually Hood could be a very significant offensive champion for the upcoming metas, because he does have his invisibility, which can be used to gain extra openings, or which you can utilize to potentially punish special attacks that you otherwise couldn't, and give him that unblockable. Not to mention that he also has power control, which would limit opponent's special attacks. So I actually think that Hood could potentially be a very, very powerful champion for the upcoming metas. If I had a 7 star, I probably would want to take that up. Additionally, I think Wolverine Weapon X nukes are going to be a thing where we're going to rely on him being aggro and getting hit, and not being, the biggest deal in the world. I think Spiral is likely going to play quite significant role, considering the defensive tactic champions. So Spiral is a champion I definitely want to kind of pay a bit more attention to. But interestingly enough, I only have 4 champions ranked from the new tactic Ascent rank 3s, and one of them is Omega Red that I hardly end up using because of the AI issues. So I think, objectively speaking, I definitely need to do some rank ups pronto, and that will definitely affect my rank up choices. I think it might be high time to rank up Dust, because Dust is kind of underrated on attack and does have significant amount of immunities. Maybe Spiral, and potentially Rintra. Maybe then Mordo. I think Mordo is underrated alongside White Tiger too. But this actually kind of makes me worried. Yeah, because when you're looking at the Mystic champions, we do not necessarily have the utility required for several of the lanes in Alliance Wars. For instance, preventing debuff application, or otherwise you get reverse controls. So how many of the champions here have immunity to reverse controls? I think Emma Frost can get it with Mysterious Energy. Who else here is immune to reverse controls? Is Shatter immune to reverse controls? I think there might be some issues. I think here might be some issues already. Yeah. Because if Kabam is adamant in incorporating nodes like build up, where is that? Steady now, severe. No, it was at the beginning. 6 cents. Steady build up reverse controls. The banner has 100% increased defensive ability accuracy. When the attacker is inflicted with 3 or more debuffs, they are inflicted with reverse control. And if we go to elite map, it's probably going to be on path 4, no? Yep, path 4. Reverse controls, the very first fight there. This could be quite problematic. Maybe. We'll see. On top of that, there's also calcify. What are the new intercept nodes? The vendor has been intercepted in 10 seconds every 3 seconds. Hackers inflicted with suppression, obviously. So you need either intercept or you're gonna get reverse controls anyways. Yeah. I mean, let me know what you guys think. I think there might be some issues in the coverage of the champions that we have gained, kind of similar to when we had the provocateur and secutor tactic, where the offensive champions did not necessarily seem to be pulling their weight. Here as well, I believe I am at 39 rank 3s, and I think there's only 4 ranked up of them. 3. I think this is going to be a bit rough. I think there's going to be a need for quite a few new rank ups in order to compete. Let me know what you guys think and which champions you are, well, expecting to rely on and considering to rank up for the new tactics. Because, yeah, interesting Alliance War season is coming. Let me know what you think. I'll catch you guys soon. Bye-bye. Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about